Next up, tell you what, this is low key my favorite. Low key one.
Oh,
He's probably in my top three. Next up is Jacob Weitering, number 23. Um, I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm certain he won the best fairest in 2020. I'm sure of it. He didn't
yeah.
have a single bad game in 2020. He's lived up to the hype. He's so low key. He just carries himself like a leader, like a captain. You won't see him in any scandals. He's just, I don't want to overhype him because he's just a human being. But I love him as a footballer. I love what he brings to the football club, and I'm so excited to watch him play again. How are you seeing Weeders for this year?
Oh, man, I'm with you. I absolutely love this guy. Every game he played last season was unbelievable. Really, he just plays with that professionalism. He's so strong. He was beating players like Lynch and Hawkins as well. He did some unbelievable jobs on players like that. So yeah, and how we didn't make All Australian is another conversation, which was an absolute joke. But yeah, I mean, much the same in 2021 for Weeders. I guess his next step is to be in that All Australian team for us. And yeah, and you said he's more than likely one of our best and fairest when it does get announced, and he could win it again next season. So I think, I think for Weeders is just to continue on his form that he was producing last season, and then cement that centre half back All Australian spot would be my expectations of him for this season. I mean, he's already at that elite level now where he's doing as much as he can really as that centre half back.
Yeah, no, spot on. I mean,
Yeah,
the scary part for me is he hasn't even unlocked his game yet. Like
yeah,
I think he got the strength component to his game last season where he wasn't getting monstered. Having said that, I want to see him play on Charlie Dixon this year. I think that's something I want to just see how that works because I think he's got the strength to do it. He takes pride in keeping his opponent goalless. Um, Again, the way he talks off the field, he's got a brain. He actually not just a footballer. He's actually a human. Like he actually talks with intelligence. Um, but onto his game, I remember when he was drafted and watching all the highlights and seeing who is this Jacob Weitering. The number one thing that really stood out was his intercept marking, and I think we haven't even unlocked that with him yet. The other part was about his field kicking, which is a beautiful kick. He hasn't even gotten the ball 16, 17, 18 times a game yet. I think we can even see more of him doing that this year and for years to come. Um, do you think that's the case with him, or are you just keen for him to just be the lockdown full back, centre half back?
yeah. To be honest, I see him as that lockdown. I mean, his career best season was in that role and absolutely stopping the key power forward. So I love him doing that. But yeah, he does have that elite foot and that elite marking as well. So I mean, he's got a lot of strings to his bow, which is great. But yeah, I see him as that real strong lockdown key defender. That I mean, you got Jones there who's a bit more. A bit more erratic where he can run off his opponents and he's got a bit more pace where he can sort of take off. But yeah, I see Weeders as more of that just shut down, strong, nothing gets past him, that sort of player. So, but who knows? You might be unleashed into what you're mentioning before. But for me, I prefer him as just that strong lockdown player.
Yeah, fair. What about you guys in the comments? Let us know. How do you see Jacob Weitering's game evolving, if at all, or is it just pretty much this is where he's at for the next 6, 7, 8 years, or do you think he can add a few things, and do you think we can help him add a few things moving forward? I want to get to what you guys have said so far. Shad has said that he just makes it look too easy to get noticed, like he deserves. Absolutely. Alexander says nothing you can nothing you can say about Weitering. Guy was robbed of the All-Australian team. Loved watching him clamp up the likes of Lynch. Truly a remarkable player. Rocco says that he should be our next captain. I could not agree more with this. I love Sam
Yeah.
Walsh, but Weitering, for me, he already carries himself like a captain. Toby says, an All-Australian in 2021. Go the Blues. Pommy says, Weeders, where do you start? He's our Achilles. He's had more key forwards in his pockets than I've got broken bones in my foot. One man shot for quality, as the French would see he's le god. Graham says that not making All Australian in 2020 was worse than Walks missing the mark of the year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got Aaron, who says, "This bloke bleeds navy blue. You get the vibe. He has some white line fever. Name me a better field kick for a key defender. Should be getting him the ball more often." And Kano says, "Weeders is our best key defender since Sauce. He will be the player that will be in the next team of the century." I love it. Clem Smith, highlights enthusiast. What a great YouTube account name that is. Clem Smith says, "Now it's only now starting to sink in how crazy our backline dynamic will be for 2021. Weeders is going to feast on the best tools in the game." The comments are very much all the same. We're very,
Yeah.
very confident about where he's at. We're very happy with his development. Probably goes to show a little bit more about how patient we need to be with some of these draftees. It's kind of like Weeders has come through on the other end of that early 3, 4, 5 year block of his career. He came into, let's be honest, the worst team in the competition for an extended period of time. He's come into a losing culture, a losing team, but he seems to have come out at his best and starting to really hit his peak. So very happy with him, proud of him. Fingers crossed for good health and all of that. And I don't think there really is much more that needs to be said.
No, not at all. I mean, yeah, he's there's no real flaws to his game at the moment. He's just he's doing it all, and hopefully he takes home the best and fairest when that does get announced.
Yep, for sure. So there we go. There's Jacob Weitering for season 2021 for his preview.